What if I told you you can change your emotional state, you can change your biochemistry and get unstuck and step into your next glorious act just like that? I say this a lot, and you would have heard in a previous video, and if you haven't watched a previous video, go and watch one, because there I say you are enough exactly as you are. And by that I mean you have all the ingredients at your disposal to achieve your goals. So today's video, we're going to talk about shifting your state. We're going to talk about rewriting your story, and we're going to talk about stepping into your strategies, into your actions, which you already have, I am sure. And I'm going to do this while I'm baking. I thought I was going to do this while I was baking biscuits for my grandbabies, my granddaughters. They're visiting tomorrow. But I'm suddenly realizing that that's probably a bit ambitious to follow the recipe and share these strategy, this information, this lovely learning with you. So I think, because you might end up with some strange recipe and my grandchildren will likely end up with a flop. So I'm going to do one thing at a time. But I suppose there's a bit of a recipe metaphor going on here today, because what I have for you is the most amazing recipe. So let's get busy. Let's get busy living. I will see you shortly. So the house smells like cookies and we're ready for step number one. So let's begin with the end in mind and talk about a strategy that you probably already have in place. Strategy is not difficult. Figuring out how to get a thing done. There's so much information out there, that in so many books and websites, and you get the message. You can figure out the next step that you need to take. But Tony Robbins says transformation happens in kind of 3 steps not The first thing we need to do is to look at our lives and to see things the way they are, honestly, not seeing it worse than it is, just seeing your life how it is. The second thing we need to do is to, and this is the fun part, is to dream and to imagine how your life could be, how you would like your life to be. What is possible for you when you're living to your greatest potential? How could your life look? Dream it. You can even make a mood board with pictures and inspire yourself. For me, I've got a very clear vision in my mind, and I see it every single day, the life that I'm moving towards. Then the third thing you need to do is you make it so. So what are the small steps, the small actionable steps that I need to be taking to actualize this life, to make it so? So there it is. We've got the strategy, but then we stop and we get stuck. And the problem is, what holds us back, what stops us from moving into that life, is our story. So that's the second thing we need to do. So number one, we envision, we imagine, we create the strategy. The next thing we need to do, number two, is change our story. What story are you telling yourself? What story from the past are you allowing to define who you are today? And how is that story keeping you stuck? For me, as I mentioned in the last video, if you didn't see it, go and see it. It's called, what's it called again? Hope is a Discipline. It's about the Shawshank Redemption. And I was talking there about how up until just before Christmas, I'd slid. I was despairing. And when my story was, oh, I've made so many mistakes. I've wasted so many opportunities. I just can't. I've shown myself that I can't actualize the life that I want to actualize. And then all I could see looking forward was, I need to just make sure that I've got, my pension is okay, maybe add a bit more so that I'm not a burden on my children. Now what? No. I've changed my story. And now I look back and I think how much I've learnt, how much I've grown, how much resilience I've gained. And from the mistakes that I've made, I now harness that learning. How much more compassionate I am as a result of my suffering. How much more equipped I am to be able to serve. How empowering is it to have gone through the things I've gone through and endured and arrived here at this part of my life. And for all of us, we don't get to the age of 58 and midlife, and we don't get here and without a story. So we reframe that story and we feel it and we step into it and we own that feeling of possibility, knowing full well that we are more than able to step into the next glorious act. I've just about finished reading this incredible book, The Courage to be Disliked, Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitaki Koga, and they are quite categoric. They draw on the principles of Adlerian psychology, and it's quite shifty, and it'll shift your thinking and challenge you. But they say that we are not defined by our past. We're not limited by our trauma. We're guided, but we are guided by the goals we choose today. So it's very empowering, because they say, like, in a single moment you reset your goals and that can become your guide. And it does speak into my current journey, where I'm not being defined by past failures and past sufferings, but I've chosen to reframe how I see it all. Then step 3, right, so we've got our strategy, we have changed our story, and we can still feel a little bit stuck, because now we need energy. And where do you think energy comes from? Food? Sleep? It's helpful. Right now I'm tired. I've worked a long day and then came home and baked cookies, and now I'm here. But you can change your energy, because energy comes from the psyche. Energy, it's almost spiritual. We need to change our state, our physical state. And what I do is I start moving my body, and I rub my arms and pat my back, and I think of my story, and I think of possibility, and then I imagine myself as a superhero, there to serve and to help, and I stand up straight and my posture increases and I breathe deeply and I feel the possibility. Oh, hold on, my cape's falling. I feel the possibility. I feel into what I'm capable of achieving, and its posture, and I stand up straight and I move and I know what's possible. Because sometimes I can find myself slumped over and I'm scrolling my phone and I'm not breathing like I should, deeply. And I suppose if I wasn't living alone and if I was talking to somebody, I'd kind of be talking like this. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. But when you stand up straight or sit up straight, and even if you are in a wheelchair or you have a physical limitation, you do what you can to make yourself upright and to feel that energy coursing through your veins and coursing through your body, and it shifts everything like that. Even right now, just talking to you, just moving, because I am starting to feel a little fatigued. It has been a long day, but I'm re-energizing myself with what is possible. So, superhero stance, up straight. And then I suppose, like superheroes, what do they do? Their main thing, they fly around serving. They fly around helping. That's what a superhero does. So it's not about ego. It's just about stepping into your power, doing what you can where you are with what you have. I should have thought to have a little prop here and a fan and fa. So, we've had some wonderful guests today on this little channel, Tony Robbins and these two wonderful authors, Kishimi and Koga. Oh, I recommend this book, man. And let's pull it together. See your life as it is. Imagine it better than it is. And figure out the how you can get there. Then change your story, identify your old story, and reframe it. Change your story. Empower yourself. Number 3, move your body. Let your cape flap. Your strategy will move you. A new story will free you. And energy, real soul-filled energy, will make you unstoppable. So, don't wait. Let your cape flap. Let your cape flap in the breeze. And look, I did really bake cookies, just in case you're thinking I was talking a lot of nonsense. So I got me some milk and cookies now. And I'm going to put my feet up and enjoy. So, my darlings, remember, you are enough exactly as you are. You have all the ingredients you need to step into your next glorious act. You fit in. You belong. There is a place in this world for you. The world needs you. And you are going to be okay. And you are not alone. Go in strength, and I will see you next time.